Hey, this is your Soundbar web guy, and today I've got a great story for you. I was actually waiting outside my girlfriend's house to take her to work when someone put something in her trash can. I rolled down the window and I commented to her. I said, "Hey, thanks for using the trash." And in a sense, I was legitimately thanking her because people have thrown trash on the lawn and in the street. And so I felt that it was not right for them to actually use our trash can. But at the same time, I was thanking them for not littering. What's interesting is that I had a dash cam and she was walking with a couple people, and the dash cam recorded her going back to the sidewalk to join her friends. They were walking their dogs at the time, and she asked her friends, because she had rudely walked away from me when I had made the comment to her, and she asked her friends, "What did he say?" And her friends said, "Thank you for using the trash can." And they kept on walking. Now, what's interesting is later on in the day, I get an email from the app Nextdoor. And Nextdoor had a trending post called "What's Wrong with People?" And it's really funny because in the post, she said that there was a guy who was stalking her and he was unhinged, might have even had a gun. Oh my gosh. And that it made her feel really unsafe. And she was warning people and saying, "Oh, what, I just was putting something in his trash can." And then she said that he doesn't even own it. It's not his, which is interesting because it actually was. But it started trending on Nextdoor, and we got over 172 responses. And the majority of the responses, literally like 19 out of 20, every 20 responses, people were telling her, "Shame on you for putting something in someone else's trash." And it was really interesting because she was looking for some kind of validation for her feelings, but she ended up being corrected by people. At the very end of the day, she said, she put a post on there about what she learned, and she'd said, "I learned not to put something in other people's trash," but it had nothing to do with how she was exaggerating the actual interaction with me. Like, she was leveraging that to get sympathy or engagement from people, but most people, 19 out of 20 people, didn't even respond about me. They were responding about, "How dare you put your stuff in someone else's trash can, take it home with you." And so that was really fascinating to me. What was even more interesting was how she shut down the post on Nextdoor, and then the next day she created a new one in a different neighborhood to try to get different results. And in that second post that she created, again, the numbers reflected the original post, where the majority of people were on my side and telling her, "How dare you do that? You should never do that." And it was really interesting to see that. So then she shuts that post down and opens up another one in a dog lovers category. And then the same thing happens over there, and she shuts that one down even quicker. And so I was talking to my girlfriend about this, and she said, "Wow, you're living rent-free in her head." And this is interesting to me because that is what we're all trying to do as marketers. What happened to me actually created one of the best things that I could have ever imagined, and that is a viral post that actually triggered the Nextdoor app to email everyone within the community. Hundreds of people saw this and went in and read. We had hundreds of responses as she posted multiple posts, and it had to have been seen by at least 10 times that many people. This is what you want to do in your marketing, is you want to create something that's just a little bit polarizing so that it gets people's attention. They have to contribute. They have to weigh in on their opinion. You don't want to shame yourself. So unfortunately, it backfired on her. She would have been better off just not doing it at all, because everybody was actually against, the vast majority was against her action. But that polarizing topic or content can be used to get a lot of attention and visitors. And then the phrase, of course, that I want to ask you is, how are you living rent-free in the minds of your customers? So I hope this helps. It's a great story. One of the best days I've had for marketing. Hope to see you next time. Have a great day.